So I got a nice new little tool, and this guy here is what I'm going to be using. So what it is it's a plastic welder. Works pretty good. I'll show you how everything works here. I've got a little repair here that I need to do on the Blitz body. So let me show you what kind of stuff comes with this, and we'll get right to it. Alright, so in your little kit, it'll come with 4 different type of staples, at least the one that I bought. So these are the different styles that you'll have. And I think the most I'm going to use is probably this one and this guy here. So this one here is going to be the first one that I'm going to use. And let me show you why. So the part that we have here, I think is going to fit better like that. And then after you, well, basically you get it melted into the plastic, then you cut off the ends there, and then you can put plastic repair or whatever over top of it. It's a pretty simple process, but it actually holds really well. So let me get everything fired up here, and we'll get right to it. When you do put these staples in here, what you do is you use a set of pliers or something, and you just kind of insert it into the end there, and it gets it hot, basically, melts it into the plastic, you're good to go. Okay. So we've got it moved over here now, and I think it's going to give us a little better opportunity to see things and kind of keep it to where it's not going to fall everywhere. So again, you take this guy here, and then you take a set of pliers. Alright, so I guess it would be something like that. I don't know, we're going to give it a shot, see what it does. Kind of get this thing in there a little bit more if I can, on each side. Not really sure exactly how far you're supposed to go, but that looks halfway decent to me. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then the next step will be this guy right here. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit to where you can see. There we go. See if maybe we can, kind of show this area here. Alright, so I'm going to hold these two pieces together while I try to do this little staple glue thing. Something kind of like that. Make sure I got it flat. And the first part of the area that I'm going to do is the part where it's still kind of connected from the top. But I got to get it kind of lined up properly so it doesn't jack it up. This is going to be your hardest part, is getting it where you want it lined up at. And it's never going to look 100% perfect again, and that's okay, at least for me. I don't mind things having a little character. So that's basically where I want that. So now I'm going to hold it. I'm going to try my little staple thing. Okay. So there's what it looks like right there. On the other side, I went through a little too much. So there is definitely a trial and error that you got to kind of be careful with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull it back a little bit if I can. I mean, you might not be able to, I don't know. Again, it's the first time trying this, so let's see what we can do. Okay, it looks like it allowed me to, so I'm going to let it kind of sit for a minute, and then pull it real quick, like so. And it still made an indentation right there, but I don't mind that. You can obviously repaint or whatever if you want. Me personally, I don't really give a really that big of a deal about it. And you're just going to take some sort of cutters. These are for my 3D printer. and go all the way down to the bottom here and just kind of snip. They're fairly hard to snip, so I guess let me get the other cutters and see if they're any better. Okay, so now that I got the right clippers, let's see how well it will clip these off. Still on there pretty good, aren't they? Alright. Get those two pieces off. And basically, that's what you got left. Yeah, there will be a little bit of a nub there. I don't care. You can grind it down, you can paint over it, you can put plastic JB Weld on it, whatever you want to do with it. Me personally, I'm not going to worry about it too much because it's underneath the body. And these bodies kind of take a beating anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. It kind of builds a little bit of character. So now that we've tried that one there, let me get a different staple. We'll try one of those, see if it looks any different or any better. Alright, so basically my new way of doing it is just kind of put it on there with my fingers, and then I'll take the pliers and push it down. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to do that. It just seems to be the way that works, so that's what I'm going to use. Now, this one here, as you can see, maybe you can see, is different than the other one there. It's just got a little bit of a squiggly line. So we'll try this one, see how it does. Same process, except for now we don't have to reset the body itself. So we'll just basically get him down here a little ways, let him do his thing. Okay, so this time I'm not going to go so hard on it, and see if maybe I didn't poke through that time. Okay, it still came through just a tiny bit, so obviously there's a little bit of practice that you're going to have to do there. So I personally, on this body, I'm probably just going to do one more. And I think I'm going to do one more of the same ones that I just did. So let me get another one of those. So I'm going to get it started in here with my hands. And then I'll use the needle nose here to put them in. Like I should. Okay. Now, this time here, I'm just going to be going after, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to be going after this area right here. So it's going to be kind of hard to see where I'm at. So, and I need to have both hands here so I can actually position the body so it doesn't spread apart. So I'm going to get it all situated as best I can here. And then lean it up against something like that right there. And then I will go ahead and apply my fix to it. Okay, I didn't leave that one down long enough. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Okay, it's still starting to break through a little bit on the side there, on the outside. So obviously I got a little practice to do. But, in a nutshell, that is how you do this. And again, you would take your little tweezer thingies here. I'm going to use both of these actually because it probably is going to snap me again, and I really don't feel like doing all that. So, just cut these off. That one's on there pretty good. Alright, again, that's what we're left with, these little weldy pieces or whatever. So I'm not going to worry about grinding them down, but I am going to get some JB plastic weld and go over top of this. And just for shits and giggles, I might do something out here. I don't know, we'll see. But the point is, I mean, the body should hold now. So you get something that's a little bit easier to repair, maybe on something straight. Back here, these pieces are going to be hard to repair if they ever break off. Get some more staples, and I think for this one here I'm going to use these bigger squiggly line ones. I'm just going to bring the whole bag over here because these are a little bit bigger rips and it's a thicker body. So get some of these out of the package here. They kind of stick together really good, so they're kind of hard to pull apart. So we'll just set a few of them up here, and like I said, we'll get a couple of them on there and see what it looks like. Now I don't mind somebody looking this way because it kind of gives a little character, you know, little scars or whatever from bashing, which I think is kind of cool. So, alright, so if that's in frame, it's in frame enough. I can't do a whole lot better than that, guys. It's kind of hard to hold this stuff. So I'm going to hit one about right here first. Alright, let's see how good or bad we did on that one. Okay, so it did start to burn through again. Okay, whatever, it's going to happen. So we'll just have to remember that. And the next one, I want to try something a little different. I'm going to try to go straight in line with it. So let's see how good or bad this works. I'm going to kind of come straight down here and do something like this. So that one actually didn't work very well at all. Burned right through, and it took some of the thing with it. So I mean, there's definitely, like I said, a learning curve to this. So kind of let it sit for a second, and then we'll pull it up. There we go. So I probably should have done that first. We'll get another one on there on the side over here. Then I'll try to go back to the bottom. I'll let that kind of cool off for a minute, because again, it's plastic, so you know it will kind of cool back down and remelt or whatever, if you will. So let's see if we can get this side over here without breaking it. Okay, that one went pretty well. And we'll try one more on the bottom there. Then we'll turn it over and see how bad the body looks on the other side. Now obviously there's no replacing a busted body without, you know, replacing one. Obviously that's the best option. But you know, this is something that I don't mind doing, because again, builds character, and you know, it doesn't bother me to have somebody see something that I've been playing with. Okay, so this one's going to be really hard down here for some reason. I don't know why. It's having a hard time taking the staple. So see, this down there at the bottom, it just wants to pull up, and I don't know why it's doing that. Kind of weird. So we'll take this staple and go down here to the next seam and see, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Go down here to the next seam and see if it'll close this one up. Maybe it'll close this one up, I don't know. Okay. it didn't work on that one. Okay, so as you can see, some of these like really burn through, some of them don't. That one went through pretty far. The ones over here, not too terribly bad. This one obviously went through pretty good, and so did that one. But I mean, it's a way to repair it. So if you don't mind the way they look, which I don't, then you'll have, you know, a stitched up looking body. So that's why I did what I did here. And you know, that's going to be strong enough to bash with. Give it a little bit of character. You can see there's other places starting to break too, but I'm not going to worry about everything here. And the reason why is that when I do these, I do a combo of the staple, and then I do a JB plastic weld. Plastic bonder is a really cool thing. It comes in a two-part. You got like an epoxy, and then you got a strengthener. I don't know if I've shown this before, but basically you just kind of shoot the syringe in there a little bit. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I'll give you a close-up here in just a second so I get this stuff back on. So that's what it looks like. You got the two-part like any kind of epoxy, and you just mix it together. But it is fairly quick. So on this body, for example, I'm going to take and I'm going to be a little bit liberal with what I have here. I'm just going to coat over the repair and the crack. So you don't want to forget about the crack, because that's the whole purpose of this anyway, is to repair that crack. So just want to make sure you have enough on here to do everything. Cover up your staple and the crack. So something kind of like that. And on this one here, I'd bring it down a little bit more because the crack actually protrudes further down. And then on the side over here, I'm going to be liberal again. Get enough to where I can hopefully just do it in one swoop. And that looks like it's getting really close right there. So, something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, because, you know, when it dries, you can sand it if you want, or, you know, whatever. So let's do the other body here. Now, the reason you don't want to just do plastic bonder is because plastic bonder, it'll hold, but it doesn't give you that strength that you're looking for. So it'll hold where the crack and stuff's at, but it won't. It doesn't give you the rigidity or other strength that you need from the staple. All right, so this is basically the same process as the other one. Probably not going to show the whole thing here because it's kind of mundane. It's the same thing. You're basically just spreading it out over the crack and the repair of the staple. So I got a decent liberal coating on that. I'm going to let all this stuff dry, and then when it comes back, I'll decide from there whether I need to do any kind of sanding or anything like that. I don't think so. I don't think I got it I don't think I got it that thick on there, so I'm hoping that I won't have to do anything like that. So that's pretty much all you do when, or at least all I do when I'm repairing a body like this. Get some of the stuff in here to kind of hold it. These staple things, they work great. They're kind of a pain in the ass. It takes a little bit of getting used to. And this plastic bonder, as you can see, I'm almost out. I use this stuff all the time. I repair 3D parts with this. I repair chassis, towers, all kinds of stuff with it. I use it all around the house, you know, so it works on a lot of different things. This plastic thing is really cool, but again, it does take a little bit of getting used to. This one here is the VEP 960 volt. So it's actually already cool. So it actually did a pretty good job for what I'm doing here. But again, you need your surface as flat as possible, and beyond that, you need to kind of hone it a little bit, because once it starts burning through the plastic, it's just melting right through it. So you want to be able to stop it before it gets to the other side, ideally. It takes some practice. As you can see with me, it will do it very quickly. So you just got to be real easy with it, as easy as you can. I mean, that's all you can really do. But me personally, I don't worry too much about what it looks like, because honestly, I like the little scar looking look. Make sure you can see that there. I like all that, because it gives it a little bit of character.